More factoring. This time we're factoring by grouping. This is to help you with IXL I5. So now we have 4 terms right here, 4 monomials. So we're going to look at these two first and then these two separate. One thing is you need to make sure that they're in order before we start looking and trying to find the greatest common factor. So the greatest exponent to the least exponent. So the answer is yes, it's already in order. So we're going to find what they have in common between these two terms first. So right here between 4p cubed and 8p cubed squared, they can both, we can divide both by 4, and we can also divide by p squared. And that's what we're going to do. So 4p squared right there on the outside, and then whatever, we're going to divide this by this and put that in parentheses. So 4p cubed divided by 4p squared is p. 8p squared divided by 4p squared is 2, because p squared divided by p squared is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Plus, now, these two, I can divide them both by 7. So 7 right there on the outside, 7p divided by 7 is p, plus 14 divided by 7 is 2. Now look how cute. These two are the same terms. These two are the same. So the way you're going to write your final answer is you're going to get these two and make it a term. And then you're going to write this one and make it a term. This should be the end. One way for you to check. You don't have to do this every time. It's just sometimes when you're quite not sure. So in Y1, you're going to plug in the question. In Y2, you're going to type in the answer you got, what you think is the right answer. When you graph, didn't mean to graph. Well, when you graph, you can get the same graph for both of them. Any day now. So that's a good thing. They overlap, so that means that's the same graph. Come on. When you look at the table, you can see that Y1 equals Y2. That means this is the same as that one. So we did the right thing. Number 2. So again, check, make sure that it's in order from greatest exponent to least exponent, and then we're going to find what the greatest common factor between these two and the greatest common factor between these two. Or if you can't find a greatest common factor for all of them, and this is not the case, so just between those two, 7k squared. They both, you can divide them both by 7, you can divide them both by k squared. 35k cubed, 7k squared is 5k. 7k squared is 1, not 0. And here we have 8. 40 divided by 8 is 5k. 8 divided by 8 is -1. All right, you're rewriting this the same way, so 7k squared plus 8, 5k minus 1. Again, you don't have to check every time. Who checks the work anyways? Haha. All right. Number 3. I can't tell. I can totally see that 4 is the greatest exponent right here and should be in the front. So I'm going to start out by rewriting this in order. I'm going to find the greatest common factor. I can tell that we can divide everything by 3p. So divide these two, 4p cubed. Divide these two, these two, these two. All right, now we're going to find the greatest common factor between these two and these two. And we're back to example 1 that we just did. Keep that 3p out. So 2p squared for both. Now I'm going to divide these two. Divide these two. Here I can divide them both by 3. Divide these two. Divide these two. Rewrite it. All right. All right. I'm doing number 4 just because we have 2 variables here. But the thinking process is the same. It's not anything different. But some of you might panic when you have 2 variables. But it's not a big deal. You're using the same thinking process. So we can divide them both by 2x. Divide these two. Divide these two. Divide these two. Divide these two. And it's a good sign when it matches. Sometimes it won't match and you're like, I did something wrong. Yeah, you probably did. The end.